Hi, I'm Matt Gillard, and welcome to a special edition of Capitol Corner, your news and views updates brought to you right here from your state capital in Lansing. Well, HB 4445, the much anticipated and much awaited early childhood supplemental, has finally passed the legislature and been signed by Governor Snyder. As is often the case in politics, and in the legislature in particular, one crisis leads to another person's opportunity, or one entity's crisis leads to another entity's opportunity. The crisis in this case was the impending failure or dissolution of the Highland Park School District. This was an issue that the legislature needed to resolve this week and needed to resolve quickly per Governor Snyder's instructions or hopes. And the vehicle bill that they needed to do this, or that they ended up using to do this, was the Early Childhood Supplemental that we had been fighting for quite some time. If you remember, the supplemental called for $12.5 million in state spending to fund two very critical early childhood programs. $3.25 million will go towards implementation of a statewide kindergarten entry assessment, and $9.25 million will go towards implementation of the tiered quality rating and improvement system, known as Great Start to Quality. These are two very vital programs that will really help us moving forward to establish the kind of comprehensive statewide early childhood system that we know is needed to benefit young children and the families of young children here in Michigan. This is a measure that we've been working on for a number of months. It had passed the Senate already, but was stuck in the House. You remember the governor called for passage of this when he presented his fiscal year 13 budget a couple of weeks ago, and negotiations had been ongoing. But with this pending crisis in Highland Park, we saw everything come together very quickly yesterday, and the bill ultimately moved through both the House and the Senate on a mostly party line vote, with the Republicans voting in support and Democrats voting in opposition. A lot of the opposition was centered around the Highland Park issue and how that was resolved. But irregardless, ultimately the result is the same. The measure did pass. The measure was signed by Governor Snyder already last night, and so that money will be made available shortly to begin work on those two critical programs. This is good news in Michigan, especially for early childhood advocates, and look for more updates as we continue on Capitol Corners.